What is up, guys? My name is Alasdair Howorth, and I've been asked by the African Five-a-Side Football Podcast to do a little matchday vlog for you guys today, and that is because today I am here on the ground in Dar es Salaam to attend one of the biggest derbies in African football at the moment. Of course, that is the Kariakoo Derby between Yanga and Simba. We're looking forward to a huge match between the two teams today. I'm getting a media ticket, which means I was told to come to the Tanzanian Federation offices to get that ticket, and the kickoff is at 5 p.m. but I've been told to get there for 9 a.m. to get my ticket, so 8 hours ahead of kickoff, and that is because today is crazy from every angle, every side of things, so getting ahead of schedule is very important.
Purchase your track today.
So we've been told that we have to go get certain authorization before we can get our media ticket, something that no one here seems to know about. So we're gonna hop in a bajaji, aka a tuk-tuk, and go see if we can get that get the authorization we need to get our tickets for today.
Purchase your track today.
3 hours later, we finally got a media ticket for the Kariakoo Derby. Before we head to the stadium, we're gonna go look around a little bit in Dar, and specifically I want to try and have a look at Kariakoo itself, the neighborhood which the derby is named after. So let's go have a look at that. Here we are in Kariakoo, the home of not only Simba and Yanga, but also one of the biggest markets in East Africa, and probably the most famous as well. Both clubs were founded in this area. It's the kind of economic and social heart of Dar es Salaam. We're here in the middle of the city center. Both teams have their offices, their club shops on different ends of Kariakoo. And it gives you a sense of just how crazy, how compact Dar es Salaam is, but also how close the two football clubs are, how intertwined they are, both in terms of their history and in terms of what it's like now. Even here you can hear radio commentary of previous games, you can see people in kits getting excited, you can hear people chanting. The energy is just starting to kick off, and everything here in terms of buses, shirts, shops are branded either Simba or Yanga, and that is why it means so much to people here at this match and why the whole city comes to a stop.
Purchase your track today.
Just walking to the stadium now, and it's a good opportunity to kind of reflect on where these two teams are at. Bear in mind, 5-10 years ago, both Simba and Yanga were absolutely nowhere in terms of kind of position in African football. In fact, speaking to Yanga higher up a couple days ago, and he said that even though in 2019, as recently as then, they couldn't afford to even eat, was the words he used. And so to now be in a position where both teams played last week in the CAF Champions League quarterfinal, the only country to provide two teams in the quarterfinals was Tanzania. Simba going out 3-0 on aggregate to Alasdair champions, one of the best teams in the continent. And Yanga pushing Mamelodi Sundowns, obviously South African champions, African Football League champions, all the way. They drew 0-0 at home, drew 0-0 away, and lost on penalties. But obviously the away loss had a very, very controversial moment when their Burkinabe striker, Stefan Azizki, hit the bar and the ball bounced on the line, behind the line, we're not quite sure. There was no goal line technology, and VAR weren't able to decide whether it went over the line, but Since I'm in Tanzania, I'll say that it went over the line very much so. But it left Yanga in a position where they had to go to penalties against Sundowns. Sundowns got away with it, Sundowns won. Both teams are now out of the equation in terms of the Champions League. And in terms of the league, Yanga are absolutely flying. They are 9 points ahead of Simba. Simba are actually in third behind Azam as well. Simba have a game at hand, and so but that gives this game even more weight because Simba have to win if they want Yanga to not win the league. It is a do or die for Simba, but for Yanga, they're chilling. There it is, Benjamin Kappa Stadium. 3 hours to kick off and the party has started already. I think this is probably my favorite part about this derby is, despite both teams being so big, there's so much passion. It's not a derby of anger, of hate. You know, there's not many divisions. It's not built on social differences or religion or sectarianism. And so we're here, you know, 2-3 hours before kickoff. And most other derbies, it would be tense. It would be, you know, scary. But here, it's a big party. You know, you can grab a beer, get some lunch. I got some cake. Like it's as if it's a big party. You can go do your banking even. And I think that for me, that's what I love about this derby.
Zinatoka mbili, kwa hiyo inaweza kuwa ni wewe na mshikaji wako wanaweza kukata pia. Jaribu kutembelea matawi yetu ukiwa tu.
Just a couple minutes to kick off, and you can see that the stadium isn't as full as we'd like. Maybe only about half full, maybe a little less. Apparently it's in part down to the heavy rains. You can see some torrential rains here in Tanzania. In fact, at their final training session, the Yanga bus got stuck on their way leaving the train station because the rains have kind of washed away so many of the roads here. But I've also been told that's in part due to the number of Simba fans who are scared to come, according to Yanga fans, of course. But you've got to remember that Simba in the first leg lost 5-1, and so there's a real sense that I think a lot of the fans are a little scared to come out for this game. That they really have to win if they want the season to continue, or otherwise it's over.
Lakini anazidi uzoefu.
Stefan Aziziki, mwamba wa Gadugu. Stefan refa anasema ni mkwaju wa penalty.
Yanga. Simba are definitely the better side to kicking off, had a couple brilliant chances, but it's that man, Stefan Aziziki, wins the penalty, takes the penalty. 1-0 to Yanga in the Kariakoo Derby.
Dr. Khalid Yaucho. Joseph Gede! Katika nafasi Gede!
Yanga 2, Simba 0. This time it's a lovely ball from Khalid Aucho, the Ugandan midfielder. Lovely clip over the top to Joseph Gede, their new signing to replace the seemingly irreplaceable Fiston Mayele, but Joseph Gede has done it. Lovely touch around the goalkeeper and tap into an open net. As you can hear, the Yanga fans are in fine
fine, boys. 2-0, 5 minutes before halftime. It's a long, long road back for Simba.
Ile imeshindikana.
Fred Michael, Luis Jose Mikison, Gonde Boy, Mwamba Lusaka anamwekea Fred Michael, anaukomba mpira ule. Fred Michael!
Bit of a goal out of nowhere, but Simba come back into a lovely little ball. I think it's from Chama into Freddie Kublam, the substitute, and very similar to Guedes' goal actually in the first half. Rounds the keeper and taps it in. Suddenly, out of nowhere, with 15 minutes to go, Simba are in this, and the lads have found their voices. Yanga fans, they will not be kept quiet because they have effectively won the league tonight. A 2-1 victory in the end. A little uncomfortable for a few minutes after Simba scored, but in truth, Yanga were the deserving team. They've been the better team, they played the better football. And that's the Tanzanian Premier League title pretty much sewn up. We're now 12 points ahead of Simba. We get 10 points ahead of Salaam with the game in hand. Really doesn't look like there's any way back for either Simba or Salaam. It looks like Yanga are heading for a third straight title. What a game, what a day, what a brilliant derby.